straightened manner with the opportunity. Pang Fenghua's meal tickets and cash were not missing at all. Because there was a 3,000-meter race, Pang Fenghua hurriedly took all the money and belongings with her and tucked them into the small pockets of her underwear. Pang Fenghua didn't pay attention when she did these things. She ran too hard on the track and later forgot all about it. The money and belongings were taken out by Pang Fenghua herself when she was doing laundry the next day, carrying Pang Fenghua's body temperature and even Pang Fenghua's heartbeat. However, things have already broken out and the police station has been alerted. How dare Pang Fenghua say anything? Squatting in the bathroom, she cried again. Her face was so miserable that no one could console her. The more they persuaded Pang Fenghua, the sadder she became. Later, even the consoler cried with her. This can be blamed on Fenghua. Who wouldn't be sad if such an unfortunate thing happened? Pang Fenghua found the young class teacher that night. The class teacher lived in a dormitory. At this time, everyone else in the dormitory had gone to play recreational ball, leaving only the class teacher, who was correcting homework on the table. Pang Fenghua came in. Her both hands were holding tightly on the door frame. The class teacher turned around and motioned for Pang Fenghua to sit down. Next to the desk is the teacher's single bed, and Pang Fenghua can only sit on the teacher's bed. Pang Fenghua looked worried and sat down very slowly. Especially when she was about to sit down, she twisted her waist, slowly found the edge of the bed with her buttocks, and then sat down. The young class teacher discovered that Pang Fenghua sits really beautifully, and her waist has a very unique charm. Although Pang Fenghua's face doesn't look very good, the one on her butt is really graceful. This made a deep impression on the young class teacher, and he immediately sympathized with Pang Fenghua. The class teacher took a gulp and asked with concern, "Have you found any new clues?" Pang Fenghua looked at her class teacher and shook her head silently, looking very haggard and a little bit painful. The class teacher sighed and thought that since the money was stolen, she must be experiencing difficulties in life. The class teacher took out his wallet, took out 10 yuan, handed it to Pang Fenghua, and said, "You can deal with it for a few days." This move was particularly touching to Pang Fenghua. Pang Fenghua looked at the money in the teacher's hand. Her eyes froze, her tears flashed out bit by bit. Her eyes slowly moved to the teacher's face, and finally she looked at the young class teacher. She shed a layer of tears, thickly covering her eyes. Pang Fenghua said, "Mister." She couldn't continue and cried again. This time, Pang Fenghua did not sit down and cry. Instead, she leaned on the class teacher's pillow, her shoulders shrugging. The class teacher sat next to Pang Fenghua, carefully reached out and patted Pang Fenghua on the back. Pang Fenghua's back twisted violently several times, and the meaning was very clear. "Don't worry about me." But how can the class teacher ignore it? A few more pats. The class teacher's palm reached Pang Fenghua's heart, which made her cry. This time, Pang Fenghua didn't twist, but her crying was doubly heart-wrenching, and her whole body was choked with sobs. The class teacher felt very distressed. This lasted for 2 or 3 minutes, and Pang Fenghua felt well. She quietly stood up, silently took the money from the class teacher's hand, and sat on the class teacher's chair. She put the money under the teacher's glass table. She picked up the class teacher's handkerchief, wiped her tears, and turned back to look at her teacher. Pang Fenghua looked at her teacher, suddenly smiled again, quickly hid her lips, and hid her smile behind the back of her hands. Pang Fenghua turned around and left without any transition, When she walked out the door, she turned around and found her teacher still sitting on the edge of the bed, staring blankly at the handkerchief on the table. The case hangs there. According to Pang Fenghua's dictation, the public security officers did not obtain any valuable clues. This also made it difficult for the comrades at the police station to deal with it. On Monday afternoon, students from grade 82-3 discovered that the police car that had been parked in front of the administration building had driven away. People have more important tasks, and they can't waste police resources on anything for tens of yuan. However, Director Qian said, the case must be solved. So the school's task was naturally very heavy. The teachers in the security department and the students' affairs office work very intensively. There is a division of labor and organization. Judging from the actual situation, it is already a task force. They work day and night. The net has been cast, and no fish, no matter how cunning, can slip through it. Director Qian said at the administrative meeting that catching a thief is secondary. The key is to set a negative example, find a negative teaching material, and use this opportunity to rectify the students' ideological matter. Director Qian said that the atmosphere in the school has been very bad recently. Some boys have grown their hair long, and some girls have worn bell-bottom pants. Is that hair? Are those pants? I'm 43 years old, and I've never seen it before. The behavior of some unscrupulous young people outside school needs to be guarded even more. They often wear tall glasses and carry a Sanyo tape recorder while playing Teresa Teng's melodious music, wandering at the school gate. Fine wine and coffee, and when will you come again? What kind of mess? These are danger signs. Need to be killed. Don't be soft-hearted. Where is this place? Director Qian asked. This is a normal school. There are various indications. Director Qian pointed out that bad manners in society have infiltrated into the campus. This trend must be killed. Don't expect to fend yourself. We cannot let down of our vigilance.